Hey y'all, how's it going? We got our chicks today and we've got the brooder set up in the house. We're just using a big storage bin from Home Depot. It's one of the HDX brands, I believe. Anyway, so that's what we're using for the brooder. But we have three cats. We have two that stay outside all the time and one that's in and out. And so I want to be able to leave them in the house and still be protected from the cat because I don't want her to try to kill him. So let me show you what I'm doing for that. So this is what I'm working on. What I'm going to do, this is the lid for the bin that we got that we're using as the brooder. And so I'm going to take some of this hardware mesh and I'm going to stretch it out over the top of here, and I'm just going to kind of cut this out so that the brooder can breathe, but we still will have plenty of protection for the chicks. So what I'm going to do here is I need to get this flattened out the rest of the way, and I'll show you guys how I did that. So with this hardware mesh, especially when you get to the end of a roll like this, I was hoping I'd have enough to stretch across the whole thing, but I don't quite have enough, but this will be plenty. So to get this, it was wound really tight. I've already got this side. So to get it to roll back, you just have to have some kind of an edge that you can do, and then just bend it backwards across that edge, all the way across. And then just keep doing that in small increments until you get all the way over to the edge and get it straightened out. So I'm just going to finish this up. All right, so that's pretty good. So the other thing that I need to do is I'm going to cut off all these tines on the end here so that it's nice and smooth. I've already done this side, and I just use an angle grinder for that. So I'm going to just knock those down real quick. All right, so once you get all those cut off, then you want to take your grinder and kind of go backwards at a little bit of an upward angle and go all the way across it, and that'll knock off that last little bit, and it'll round off or smooth out any sharp edges that you have. All right, so let's check that. Yeah, nothing's catching. All right, we're good there. So now what I want to do, I guess this is a little bit dirty, so we'll have to clean it off. But what I want to do now is mark out where I'm going to put this. So it's going to be right along in there. I'm just going to kind of use the markings that are already on here for getting the thing straight. And then I'm just going to kind of go around on the inside and mark, I'll probably go like 3 things in. And then once I've got that marked out, I'm going to cut it out. So I just need to make sure that I've got enough space to anchor this. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I'm just going to go with 3 cubes or squares on the inside, So we'll go on the third one all the way around, and I'm just going to make a couple marks, and then I'll draw it out and we'll cut it out. So I got it all cut out. I'm going to go ahead and kind of run my hand around here and clean up this edge a little bit from all this melted plastic. We are ready to put our mesh on here. That looks fantastic. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to use just some small screws to hold this in place, and then I'll just flip it over and cut off the other side, or I might use a little furring strip of wood on the back side or something like that, just to make sure that those screws aren't penetrating. Because what's going to wind up happening is these chicks are going to grow a little bit, and then they're going to start trying to fly, and the last thing I want them to do is fly up and hit their head on a screw, and that'd be the end of that. So I'm going to go back here in my workshop and see if I can find some screws to use for this, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got some hardware. I've got some number 8 by 1/2 inch Phillips head screws, and I've got some washers in here that we can use. So I'm just going to go through here and pull out some of these small washers. Alright, so that should be enough to keep the cat out for tonight, and then like I said, I'll finish it up tomorrow with getting all the screws down.